Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another nail polish video. I know the last one I posted was my favorite nail polishes for the spring, and I wanted to do a new one for the summer. And the last one I did my top 10 polishes, so I did my top 5 Essies and my top OPIs. So when I was going through my polishes, I realized I didn't really have as many OPI polishes for the summer, but I realized that a lot of my polishes I love wearing during the summer, so I did increase the number a little bit. I did actually my top 10 Essie polishes and then my top 10 OPI and China Glaze polishes. And you can see behind me that there are a lot more polishes than my last video. And I know I swatched all of the polishes last time, but since we have so many polishes, I just decided not to do that. Plus, my nails are absolutely atrocious right now, and I don't feel like swatching on them because every polish would just look terrible. So with that being said, let's get started with the OPI and China Glaze. I'm actually going to start with China Glaze just because I have more of those polishes, and the first one's kind of cheating because it's multiple polishes, but there's a reason for this. I actually want to include the entire Electric Nights collection. This collection included 9 cream polishes and then 2 glitters. I actually have 5 of the cream polishes, well, cream or jelly polishes, and they are right here. The colors of all of these are amazing. They're like the perfect summer collection. I've loved every single shade in this entire collection, but I only did pick up 5 of them, well, plus the glitter. And actually, a lot of these polishes are my favorites in general. So I'm just gonna go through the 5 really quickly. So this is Ready to Rave, which is a unique reddish orange shade. I don't really see a lot of neon colors that are in this certain shade, so this is actually one of my favorite polishes in my collection because I have nothing else like it. The next is Home Sweet House Music, which is the bright orange, and it's a little streaky, which I want to say this now before I get into everything else. Neon polishes have a really difficult formula. A lot of them are pretty thin, they dry down matte, they're streaky. You do have to work with them a little bit more than a normal cream polish, but I don't really care about that because the color ends up gorgeous once you work through it a little bit. So it could take you more than 2 coats to get these neon shades opaque, and some of them require a white base underneath just to get that bright pop of color. Some of these do, but not all of them. This one I think could, but it's not really necessary. The red one does not, but this next one definitely could use a white base. This is Daisy Know My Name, and this is the bright yellow. And it's a really nice yellow, but it's pretty thin. Actually, it's very thin, so it doesn't really pop as much on the nail without a white base, so I would definitely recommend using a white base with this one. And then the last 2 are 2 of my other favorites in my entire collection as far as bright polishes go. This one is Troublemaker, which is a gorgeous blue toned green, which you don't really see very often. A lot more greens are that yellowy toned green, but I like that this one has that nice blue tone, and this one's really bright on the nail. I have this one on my pinky on this hand, and it turns out really nicely. It has a really nice formula on this one, so you don't get that neon formula like the others. And then this last one is Plurple, and this is a blue toned purple. You wouldn't think this was a summer shade because it looks pretty dark. I think it's bright enough to call this a summer shade. So those were 5 of the shades from the Electric Nights collection. I did want to group them all into one polish as far as this video goes. I have 6 more polishes right here, and 3 of them are the mini size and then 3 of them are regular size. This one is Son of a Peach, which is the brightest peach shade that I have in my collection. Now this one has that typical neon formula. This one's very streaky. It dries matte. It's extremely difficult to work with, but this color is amazing. This just makes me think of summer and going to the beach and the pool, and you want this really bright shade on your nails and your toes. This makes you look tanner. It's just all about summer in a bottle. Next one is Too Yacht to Handle. This is my favorite teal shade in my whole collection. And this one actually does not dry down matte, but it is very, very bright. It looks amazing on the nails. Again, another polish that screams summer to me. If I'm looking for a perfect teal shade for the summer, this is always going to be the one that I pick up. The next one is Grass is Lime Greener, and this is a perfect lime green polish. It's that yellow toned green that I was talking about that's different from Troublemaker. You can see the difference right here, that this one is definitely more blue toned than this one, and I actually have them on opposite fingers right here. It has a really nice formula as well. I think you can use this for spring because you do think of flowers and greenery, and I think this is the perfect green for that. But for the summer, it also joy of living in Florida. But this is also perfect for summer because it is pretty bright, so you can get away with it for both of those seasons. And then the next three are the mini polishes that I talked about. This one is What I Like About Blue. And I love all these names. OPI and China Glaze are really, really great with naming their polishes. They always have so many puns, and I just enjoy them so much. Whoever comes up with them, you're amazing. So here's the polish right here. And this actually has a slight shimmer in it. It's very, very light. It's that like fairy dust glitter that you can kind of see in the bottle, but it comes off slightly on the nails. It's not one that you put on and it's like super glittery. This is that super, super thin glitter that's easy to remove. So I think this one is a really nice one for summer, especially with that glitter. It's just fun. It reminds me of a pool and again, being in the sun. So that's why I picked this one. The next one is another favorite of mine, and this is That Shore Bright. And this is a bright purple. And this you don't really see often either. Like you always see the bright pinks and oranges and even the neon yellows and greens. So you don't really see many neon purples. And like I mentioned, that other China Glaze polish that was more blue toned and a little bit darker. So you don't really see many bright, bright purple shades. So I wanted to include this because it is very different than all of the other polishes that I own. And then the last China Glaze polish is All Pink to That. And this is your typical bright neon pink shade. It does not have that neon formula though, which I really like. It's a little bit thicker and more like a cream polish than a jelly neon. So this goes on really well. Perfect summer neon pink. So then the next three polishes are all OPI polishes. These are the three OPI polishes that I chose for this video. This first polish is No Doubt About It. It's definitely not pulling as bright on camera than it is in real life. This is definitely more of a pinky toned. On camera it looks more red-ish, not as bright hot pink, but this one requires a white base just because it's that neon formula. It's streaky on the first couple coats, it's more of a jelly. So I do recommend using a white base for this. The next one is Orange You a Rock Star, which this one actually confuses me because this one is, I would say, a bright bubblegum pink. I don't know why it's called Orange You a Rock Star because this is in no way orange. It actually kind of looks a little more coral on camera, but I'd say this is a bright bubblegum pink. And then this third OPI is Fearlessly Alice. And this is from the Alice in Wonderland collection. I think this is the perfect blue for summer. But this one is a cream polish, and this one I have on my middle finger right there. And this is actually almost a one coater. I haven't used this in a long time, but I did not remember how good the formula was. And I did mention I love OPI formulas, but I didn't know how good the formula was on this one. So I was pleasantly surprised when I put this on my nails. But I love how these type of blues look on my nails. So I wanted to pick this because it's different than all the rest of the polishes that I chose in my groupings today. And those were all of my OPI and China Glaze polishes. So now I want to move on to my top 10 Essie polishes. And I kind of split these up into 5 cream polishes and 5 shimmers or glitters, etc. So let's start with the 5 cream polishes. So the first one is Peach Daiquiri, and this one is an oldie but a goodie. So this one is a really popular shade for people at nail salons. I feel like I always see people using this color, and it is a great color. It has a great formula. This is a pretty old bottle of mine, and the formula is still pretty good. Like I mentioned in my other video, if it does get a little bit thick, I just put a thinner in it and no big deal, it just comes right back to life. The next one is one of my favorite Essie polishes ever, and this is Butler Please, and I would not be the first person to say that this is one of their favorite polishes. It looks amazing on so many skin tones. Same with that Peach Daiquiri one. They just have really nice tones, and it looks great on anyone, so I definitely wanted to include this. So the next two that I have are two mini bottles, and these are Vibrant Vibes, which is the lime green, and then Make Some Noise, which is this bright blue. Vibrant Vibes is actually similar to Grass's Lime Greener from China Glaze, but you can see that Vibrant Vibes is a little bit lighter. So I still wanted to include this because it still is different. And then the blue one is just that bright blue that you think about for summer. It's not a super bright blue, like light bright blue, but it's still a neon. And again, it's different than any other colors that I have in my collection, so I wanted to include this one. And the last cream polish from Essie is Playdate, and this is, again, one of my favorite Essie shades. I actually just had this one on my nails. This one has a really great formula. The color is amazing. It's easy in 2 coats, so this one's always one that I'm going to pick up if I want that bright purple. And then the last 5 polishes are my Essie glitters and shimmers. So the first one is Coral Coast. This one is a light coral with some shimmer in it. It's really hard to see. In the bottle, it kind of looks a little chrome-y. It doesn't look as glittery. But then when it hits the sun, it's definitely more glittery, and it looks really, really nice on the nails. The next 2 were from their Mercury and Retrograde collections. This was Keep Calm, and this one is amazing. This is a blue base with a purple and green shift to it. This one's really thin, so I put this over any type of polish. I put this over white, I put this over lilac, I put this over blue, and anything looks amazing. So this one's one of my favorite polishes they've ever put out. This one was pretty difficult to get my hands on because I think Ulta had them and they kept on selling out. So I was finally able to get the pair, so I was really excited about that, and I really, really love this polish. And then the next one is Happy Medium, which is a bright pink with a blue shift. I don't know if that's picking up on camera. This is really hard to capture too. It's really, really hard to photograph. In real life, it looks amazing. And this one has a similar watery formula, so you do put it over a polish. And the next 2 polishes are 2 of my favorite Essie polishes ever, and this one is Viva Antigua, or Antigua. This is more of that fairy dust kind of shimmer in it, so I love this polish. Formula is great, it looks amazing on the nails, reminds me of the ocean and shells and the beach, so definitely one of my favorite summer polishes, but one of my favorite Essie polishes ever. And this last one is actually another unique shade to Essie's collection, and this is Venture to the Venue, and this is actually a textured polish. This is a clear base with kind of a whole bunch of textured glitters in it. So it has white glitters, it has gold and clear and duochrome. It's everything. This is the perfect summer textured because this is like sand in a bottle. It's like you scooped up sand from the beach, put it in a bottle, and then painted your nails with it. And those were my top 20 polishes for the summer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!